Wait, I can't read them. 3 sword lens of the Sea of Chaos. Thanks. Oh my god, I know somebody who can do nuclear physics. And who
Oh, we are
about that?
we are live, by the way.
Oops.
In nuclear physics isn't hard. Atom goes splits, energy goes boom.
Yeah, and then that creates heat, and water passes by the heat, which spins a turbine, which creates electrical charge, and then that water then goes off, and it both serves the purpose of creating electricity and cooling the reactor.
Ask me about human brains any day.
Why is Booty's brain the way it is?
The medulla oblongata.
I hate you. I would say something about trauma.
That's probably accurate, actually.
I'm not gonna roast
I need
him
to get
on
music up,
stream.
don't I?
Oh, hey, I need to click the music link, don't I?
Right, I should do that too, huh? We're so competent.
Oh no, that's not I want you on this side. Agree.
Damn, Gimli. I'm gonna hire your services for that lady that messed up my entire day.
Gimli tried to fight a car today. He did. He literally, we were walking right before this, before I went and made my dinner. And, work, damn you. Okay, so if you look at the stream right now, I don't know if I'm going to use this or not, but this is a feature of the thing that we use to source everybody's webcams.
I like it.
But it is auto creating this layout. So the problem is it would be impossible to add anybody who's not on camera.
Well, we don't need to see them, so that works.
So it's interesting though, like if you were running a podcast or something, it's just really nice. Oh yeah. It's like what was the Tobias, you will know. Daytime TV show with the large family. It was like on ABC Family or ABC
Family Matters.
Nope. Brady Bunch. Yes. 10 points.
You're not allowed to know old things.
10 points to Gryffindor.
I randomly guessed. I've seen memes about it. That's the only reason.
Oh, while I'm on this one, I need to go to donuts. That is the Stream Deck software. Change this to XLR microphone. Oh, we have music. Oh no, if Unforeseen's late, who's reading the recap?
Well, he's not coming.
Oh, if Unforeseen's not coming, who's reading the recap?
I can read it.
Cool.
You gotta send it to me.
Richter, do you want to send it to him? Or oh wait, Fox wants to do it.
Did you?
I did send it to you.
No, you didn't.
Literally. I'm like literally looking at the message right now. I'll let you pick who gets to. Well, let's have Fox do it because Frank reads the sponsors.
Yes.
So that's fair.
ASMR style.
You gotta put Fox on the big screen now when she does it.
I can do that.
Where is it? You gotta send it to me.
Getting the link. Frank, you can start with our sponsors for the evening while we wait for Bastion to show up.
Sure. I do have a little bit of bad news about the sponsorship. Dice Bags has pulled their sponsorship from us. Apparently, they didn't like my reading of the last message for the sponsorship. We are looking for new sponsors, and I'm going to come up with a good one soon. First sponsor is Monument Studios. We've been using them for quite some time and are excited to have them as a sponsor. They provide us with all of our in-game music and sound effects you hear, with hundreds of scores ranging from action to horror to sci-fi, and even more sound effects. There is undoubtedly the perfect score for your next adventure. They also have 100% copyright-free scores and SFX for your streaming needs and provide free content updates. You can get 100% off. Are they still doing the 100% off first month?
It is no. Use code Kickstarter when signing up with a new account for 2 months of Fantasy Plus game time. Their Kickstarter launches August 20th.
Okay, we got to get our sponsors updated.
No worries.
Again, thank you to Monument Studios for sponsoring us. MonumentStudios.net and FantasyPlus.app. APP. And next sponsor is Last Bastion Studios. They're still deep in the middle of the convention roadshow, probably, and losing their minds. As proof, they're going to make an offer to all the crazy listeners. Come to the table to any of their upcoming shows and say Sean King ruined my D&D life, and they'll give you a free sticker set and 10% discount on any of their comics. Your continued support is appreciated, and that's lastbastionstudio.com.
Oh, hey, I should probably do the Last Bastion command. Stop typing other places.
Yeah, stop typing.
And then make Fox real big.
Okie dokie. Let's do a little recap on the NeverChosen. Trust is measured in swords. Welcome back, everybody. This week, we are back to the NeverChosen campaign. Last we left off, a party of would-be heroes found themselves speaking to the Council of States in Altdorf. While speaking with the Emperor, as well as his council, the party was tasked with continuing their investigation into the forces of chaos by traveling across the sea to the elvish continent of Ulthuan, I believe. They were provided a means of transportation to Marienberg via a ship called the Lactation.
I never put that in there for Hunter, so I'm sorry.
Right.
I believe it was the Lactatia.
Lactinatia.
Lactinatia. But that is as far as the Empire was able to accommodate, and further means of transportation would have to be sought out on their own. Upon arriving in Marienberg, the party met with Tobias's father, Lord Furion, to seek his assistance in crossing the Sea of Chaos. Lord Furion refused to help us, but provided a little insight into Dark Elf culture when he explained one could measure the level of trust with a Dark Elf by how many sword length spaces the elves kept between them. Some took that information reasonably, while others seemed to be more petty in their standing with their friend Tobias. Certain people, as they left, Lord Furion warned the party of the possibility of being raided and enslaved by the Dark Elf Raiders. So fun. Although he made it clear he cared not for their safety. This guy is so cheerful. Heading to the docks, the party was able to locate a means of transportation aboard an elvish merchant vessel that would leave in a few days' time, giving the party some downtime in Marienberg to prepare for this treacherous journey across the Sea of Chaos. That brings us to tonight.
Ooh, very nice.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, I'm supposed to message my friend the...
So are we going to make the lactation into a short? Because...
We're just gonna gloss over that, and it never happened.
Got it.
Well,
It's not recorded.
so I always try to put one or two things in the recap that I know will trip Hunter up, just to put up the drink count a little bit.
It's okay.
If I
I'm a little
would,
bit sharper than Hutter.
yeah, if I'd have known you were reading it, I wouldn't have done it.
It's good to know you fear me more than you fear Hunter. I like that.
Okay. Where are we at here?
Also, last subscriber was Captain Sandy Pants, and that deserves.
That is just an amazing name.
Yeah.
That reminds me.
Of course, with the wolf. Okay. So you guys booked passage and agreed to work for. Remember what the ship name was?
Tension.
Shit. No. This one's like there was Assyrian's
Grace?
Fire and Hoth's Grace is the other one.
And I think it was Hoth's Grace that you got onto.
Yeah, it was the
Hoth's Grace.
cheaper one. The Assyrians were more
Yeah.
racist than the others.
Yeah, a little bit.
Great.
Yeah, so you agreed to also work as part of the crew. It wasn't just coming on as passengers. So before, like when you go to head out, the captain, I don't know if I gave a name or not. I'll find one if you need, so request it.
Bel Uthler the Radiant.
Yep.
There we go. You broke up a bit, so I didn't catch that. So we're gonna go with it.
Bel
Bell.
Uthler the Radiant.
Sounds very elvish.
How much would a set of thieves' tools have cost me at the guild in town?
1 gold.
I'll take it.
All right.
And I would like to, before we have 3 days to leave, I would like to get some very fine port. Like wine, but port in Marienberg.
That is a good place to get it from.
I remember how to do this.
So we all agreed to pay 300, right?
Yeah, I think we already all deducted our...
Yeah, because you guys had to cover Bertrand because he only had 25 gold. Subsidized.
Subsidized by my savings. Oh, bird, I'm gonna roast him.
Where in the compendiums would I find the... Wait.
Were you looking for thieves' tools?
Yeah. Because I know you have the shops, but I don't know what shop it would be under.
General store. Or,
Shady dealer?
yeah.
Yeah, there it is. Thank you. It's 25 gold, and I have 164.
I've never gone through those shops, so I don't know what they have. Honestly, I didn't even know I had those shops.
I love that feature because I can do that and request it, and you don't have to sit there and look everything up. You can put it on the player and keep doing your thing.
That is amazing. Okay. And then Tobias wanted to go wine shopping.
Yeah.
Is there a wine shop?
A tavern? No.
Temple?
There's a tavern.
Well, tavern didn't have it.
They don't have drinks. The audacity.
Yeah, it was weird. What kind of tavern doesn't have wine? General store?
No, they just have a tankard. They have very general stuff.
It might be more. Well, yeah, it might just be more of like the actual items.
Yeah. Okay. So you're looking for ports. How much do you want? Actually, first roll investigation for me.
Sure.
Can I assist with my alcoholic nose?
Sure.
Like a bloodhound.
With advantage there, Tobias.
Try it again.
I'm a poor elf.
Your alcoholic nose can't smell anything past the smell of the sea, touch of rotten vegetation, and just bad fish.
That's what I get for being sober. But, that is what it is.
Yeah. So you do wander through the town. I'd say it probably takes you about an hour before you realize the place was literally 2 blocks away.
Sure.
You walk in, and they greet you and say, "How can I help you?"
I would like 2 bottles of pretty fine port, if you have it.
2 bottles. You're gonna have to clarify what you mean by pretty fine, because the likes of the people that we have coming through here, you have those that don't care for the taste and just want to get put on their ass as quickly as possible. You've got the snooty high elves that come in and expect only the finest, and then you've got everything in between.
Let's go
So
with
do you
what the
want
high elves get.
The high elves.
What do they-
Ooh, okay. Let me take a look. So he kind of disappears in the back, and he's just rummaging around. And he comes out with two bottles that are, the glass is very fine. You can see through, and you can see there's that rich, I think port's red.
Yeah.
Red, and just it looks fantastic. And then he comes out with one that the artistry that went into the crafting of the bottle is beyond anything you've ever seen. Not only does the glass catch and cause the light to like refract along the walls, but there's gold inlay just laced through it in fine swirls. And he sets them down on the counter in front of you and goes, "The 2 bottles I have here, these are the ones that I would serve to counts and lower levels of nobility. This one," points the other one's like, "this is the one that the elves ask for. You still want to go with that one? That's the only one I have."
How much for one of each?
The lesser quality, I would say, would be 57 gold.
Oh, jeez.
The fancier one would be 90.
All right, I'll take one of each.
Okay. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, well, enjoy your ports, and may the seas be kind.
Fair seas and following winds.
No. He's not a sailor.
Yeah, but you would hear in a sailing town people say that all the time.
Yeah, not this guy.
What an ass.
Just because I'm being stubborn. Fuck you, buddy.
I help you, I give you inspiration with cool wind website, and this is how I get treated.
That website was fantastic. But fair winds and following seas, I already knew about that one. Didn't want to go in that direction. Remember, there's one of us here that actually wears the Navy uniform, buddy. I'm sorry. I had to.
I'm gonna lean in. And what was your name, friend?
Vino Longetti.
It's not Jetty.
Nice to meet you, Vidno.
Jet.
Do you want to come on a trip with us?
No, I make good enough money here that I have no need to go anywhere.
Okay.
Besides, the way that you're adorned, I have a feeling that it's probably not the safest way to visit the world.
What? Crazy.
Would you like to buy some wine as well, or
Fuck
are you
no.
just
Your
here to harass?
prices are outrageous. And I walk
I
out.
look at my empty pouch and say, "No, thank you. I spent it all on the bird."
I hope it was a tasty bird.
It still lives, so no.
You need to get your money back then.
Sell that bird into slavery. Earn that money back.
Alrighty. Is there anything else you guys want to do before the 3 days expires?
I'm gonna try and earn some money.
And how do you plan on doing that?
I'll just top off my good ration.
I am a cleric. I'm sure I could lend some medical services.
Okay. Roll investigation.
Investigation. $16.
Just give me 1 sec. Tobias, if you go through the stores, I'm sure there's rations.
Yeah, I'm looking now. I'll see
Whatever you find, whatever they say,
what
go with that.
price it is. Double it.
Sorry, what'd you roll? 16?
Yep.
Okay. So you go wandering through town. You kind of head south down near let's see where we're going here. Yeah, you're going through like Old Money Ward. Really, that's the name of the place. And you happen upon an orphanage. The type where you're not entirely sure if the kids are orphans because their parents have passed, or if they were just abandoned by sailors that stopped in a port and left. But the general upkeep of the building looks to be pretty fair. You can tell that the people of the town, of the city, do what they can to take care of the children. But you have a feeling that there are some in that may be in need of your skills.
Well then, it would be only a good thing to offer them. I will go inside and say, "Hello, I am passing through town. I'm a healer, if I may lend my skills in exchange for some money."
How much money are you looking for?
Nothing insane, just common prices.
And your
Just so,
skills,
like, I
are
have-
they...
No zero gold. That's what I'm.
You're at 0-0?
Yes!
Okay. Your skills, are they medicinal or are they magical in nature?
Magical.
Can you cure diseases?
What kind of disease?
Well, there are a few children that seem to have been born with a dependency. I don't know if that would be under your purview. There are some that... Oh, what's the way to phrase it? This is the DM saying it because I have no idea how to phrase it. um,
Quite a few, especially if I got 3 days till I can work.
yeah. We have a few with a wasting illness that the local doctors have no answer for. I don't have much more beyond that. What we do know is when it is found out that these children have it, more often than not, within 6 months, they are no longer with us.
Allow me to try. I can do like a remove curse. I can do lesser restoration, I think. And other than that, it's cure wounds.
The restoration sounds like it might be something that could work. How much would you like for one of the children?
Oh,
What do you want to buy a child for?
no. How much is a child's life worth? Let's see, lesser restoration. I'd say like 10, 15 gold. That's not a lot, is it?
No, it's a fair amount.
Okay.
They beckon you in, say, follow me, and they head upstairs. And there's a room that the children that are running through the house, they tend to avoid one end of the hallway. And you're brought in there, and there's 3 cots filled with, each one has a child in it. And you can see, like, starting from the door backwards, progressively worse in their condition. And say if you are able to, if you're only able to heal one, we will be eternally grateful. We will pay the 15. If you are able to heal the 3 of them, then we will do 60 for you.
I will try my best. This may take me some time.
They're not going anywhere. Sorry.
I
I have a morbid sense of humor when you deal with child mortality.
I can only imagine. But yes, I will spend my time and cast Lesser Restoration. And if that doesn't work, I will try Remove Curse. Over the 3 days.
Okay. Let's try something. Roll a religion.
Religion. Nope. 7.
So you try the lesser restoration. Nothing comes of it that you can notice.
Fascinating. I will then move on to Remove Curse.
Okay. Roll the religion again.
Come on, dice.
Your god does not want you to have money.
Or these children to live, apparently.
Again, you don't really seem to have an effect there.
Well, there goes my first day of trying.
Okay.
I will try again tomorrow.
Anyone else want to try anything in the first day?
Yeah, during that time, I want to go on a mini crime spree.
Okay.
First, I would like to come back to that shop where the wine was in like the witching hour when everyone's asleep. I would like to steal a couple of bottles of his nice wine and try to find where he keeps his money.
Okay. So the shop is, best way to describe it, it's part of row housing. So just one long continuous building. You got a couple windows up front, the door. But every fifth, varies between the fifth building and the sixth building, you'll find an alley that takes you around back. How do you wish to get entry?
Is there a back door, like an alley side, on a less traveled part of the street to this building?
Yeah.
So in the peeking in the windows, making sure nobody's awake or, any signs of movement or anything, then I would like to pick the lock on the less traveled side of the street, being stealthy.
I was gonna say, I assume you're trying to be sneaky about this, right?
Yeah.
Not just be like, I'm gonna walk over and pick this lock.
Just go walk right up.
Roll stealth.
17.
Okay, you think you're being pretty sneaky about it. And roll a lockpick. So with your thieves' tools, are you proficient with thieves' tools?
I'm a rogue.
Are you though?
I have 3 levels in rogue. Let's see. So I go to my inventory. It's not in my inventory. Oh, there it is. Yep. $26.
Nice.
Just out of curiosity, did you look for traps?
I didn't say that I looked for traps. So I feel that it would be dishonest to now go back and retroactively say that I looked for traps.
Okay, you put the lockpicks in, and you feel the tumblers moving, and you hear a very distinct click.
Click like a door unlocking, or click like fuck me?
You just hear a click. You're the rogue, you tell me.
Okay, I'm going to back away 15 feet and mage hand to open the door. And I'm just going to lean against the wall and kind of manipulate the mage hand over my shoulder like it's just me.
So from across the alley, your hand just kind of like drifts across, grabs the door handle, turns slowly. You hear the door just kind of go. Opens, no problem.
Okay. I don't know why that popped up. Peek inside sneakily. Is there any movement? Does it sound like anybody's moving around, doing anything?
Roll perception.
Attributes. Perception. Not the greatest at perceiving things. 13?
You hear the faint sound of snoring from upstairs.
Okay, I will look for traps now before I cross the threshold.
Investigate.
So many rolls. You're just waiting for me to fail on one. And there it is. It's not traps. I head inside quietly. I grab, say, 2 bottles of each of those wine, and I want to look for the money.
Okay, as you're walking in, the floorboards are creaking beneath your feet. And and you make your way to the room that you saw Vino go into to pull out the wine. And you find there's a case of 6 bottles, a case that would hold 6 bottles. 2 of them are missing of the lower vintage that he brought out to Tobias. That's roll a history for me.
$15.
Yeah, from your extensive experience with wine, this is probably the best quality you're gonna find in there.
Okay.
It turns out that the elvish quality that he only had the 1 bottle.
Is there like a lockbox or safe or anything visible where he would keep gold?
Not that you can see in this room or in the front. So you would assume that there's something upstairs.
Okay, can I make my way upstairs quietly, leaving the case down here for the moment?
Yeah.
And I'm also going to be listening to see if they wake up.
Okay. Let's do another stealth check.
$18.
Okay. You make your way upstairs, and you go to place your foot about halfway up. Place your foot down on the step, and you hear just the faintest beginning of a creak. You pull your foot off because you know that one. Just the back of your mind said that one's gonna be worse than anything else. You skip that step, and you glide up the stairs almost effortlessly. And from what you can tell, the snoring is the same. He probably has a medical condition that needs to get checked out, but they don't really know about that in this type of world.
Okay.
So on the left, there's the door that you hear the snoring come from, and there's another door just exactly opposite that you're not sure what's behind there.
I'll go to the opposite door first. I'm going to listen and look for traps.
Roll investigate.
Ooh. 14?
So you don't hear anything, but as you're going over the door, you're just running your hands along the frame, and as you come back down the other side, you do feel a slight wire.
Okay, disarm the wire.
Roll with your thieves' tools.
Why does it pop up in my inventory up there? $15?
See, you figure out where the mechanism is, and it's your first time really getting your hands on these type of tools, so you're a little unsure. Your hands are shaking a bit, you're a bit sweaty, and you go to cut the wire, and the tools shift just a bit, but before they can fall from your hand, you kind of grab them again, cut the wire, and you just sit there for a second, and you wait. And wait. And wait. Nothing happens.
Okay. Check the door. Is it locked?
You jimmy the handle, nothing happens. It is locked.
Okay, I'd like to unlock it.
Roll again.
$11?
This lock is a lot more complicated than what do you think? You spend about 20 minutes trying to figure out the locks, and every time you get to the third tumbler, it just kind of slips and resets. So you didn't quite get it this time.
Okay, still snoring?
Roll perception.
This is fucking nerve-wracking, guys. 19.
You wanted to be a heister.
19.
So you stop for a second, you listen, you hear that gentle rhythm, and then he kind of goes like, I don't want him to want him.
Okay, I would like to try again with this stupid lock.
Try it again.
Oh my god. 13?
Right. I'm a rogue.
Whose dex isn't
This
great
time-
yet.
You're fairly certain that you might have chipped something inside. Roll an intelligence check for me.
Just straight intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Seven?
You're able to figure out that there's probably a key, and it may be a good idea to go get it.
Okay, can I go look for the key?
He's in the room with him, and you think it's a good idea to go get it.
Okay, really sneakily. Hang on, I need to look at something. I just had a fucking ingenious plan. How loud is a verbal component?
Depends on what you're trying to cast.
Darkness.
You're wondering if it's going to be loud enough that it's going to wake him?
Yeah.
Roll Arcana. You're certain that you could do it like just enough, like just barely above a whisper, that with how heavy he's snoring, you could do it without waking him up.
I crack open the door in his room and I cast dark. How wide is the room?
It's like big enough for a bed up against the wall, a dresser, and a desk.
So it creates a 15-foot radius sphere. Will that also cover the hallway? So it'd be 30 feet in diameter.
Yes, it would. Yeah.
Cool. I would like to cover the hallway and his room and use my Devil's Sight dark vision that sees through magical darkness to just focus on being stealthy and looking for this key.
Okay. Roll another stealth check.
I'm a rogue, guys. And now we rolled a nat one. Nope, now we're stealthy as fuck. 26.
You're a shadow in the night. Okay. Roll to investigate.
This
Now you gotta find the key.
is pain. 17.
Okay. You remember that when you saw him, there was like a fine silver chain that went around his neck, and as you're looking through, just standing in the middle of the room, you're kind of looking around to survey. You do see from his bedside table, just out of the drawer, is like the very corner, like there's a couple links of that chain is peeking out from the drawer.
Okay, very quietly. I like to slide open the. Is it trapped?
Roll to investigate.
I'm so nervous. I've never heisted before. Natural 20.
It is not trapped, and it just glides open effortlessly.
Okay, and then I'd like to like slowly grab the chain piece by piece and like slowly tuck it into my hand so it doesn't make any noise, and then back out of the room.
Yep, you pull out, you get it, no problem. You ease your way out of the room, and I assume you want to close the door without making a sound.
Close the door without making a sound.
Okay.
Go unlock the other door quietly. Open it.
Roll a dexterity for me.
Oh, fuck. Oh, it's just for being quiet, isn't it? Check. Dex check.
Dex check. You put the key into the door and you start turning it, and you can't get it to go. And you try a little bit harder, and then snap! You break the key off in the lock.
Okay, fuck it. I'm going downstairs, grabbing the case, and getting out of here.
As the key snapped, your hand hits the door, and you hear the snoring stop. And the guy goes, "Whoa, who's that? Whoa, who's that? What? What?"
I'm quietly making my way downstairs while still maintaining concentration on the darkness, grabbing that case, walking out the back door, locking it behind me, and leaving.
Okay. As you're making your way down, you hear him like pretty much jump out of bed, and he's fumbling around, and you can hear like he's striking a flint. He's trying to get a candle going, but it's not catching. And then you hear him start to scream because it turns out he caught something on fire, but it wasn't the candle. He caught his pajamas on fire. So now he's running around. You hear him circling his room, doing what he can to, like, not burn. You hear a thud as he runs into a wall, thud as he hits the ground. Then you don't hear anything. But you're going downstairs
It's still in
to
dark.
grab the wine and leave, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you get out, you run out into the darkness, and you look up, and there's a window from his room that looks over the back alley, and you do see a glimmer of light, all like barely eking through the magical darkness there. Like he's right up underneath the window. The darkness doesn't quite cover that corner, and it looks like there is some flickering light there.
Okay, I want to, like, sidestep along the building, just down the side of the alley for a ways, and then just once I'm, like, good 30, 40 feet, away where I feel like I can just start casually walking down the street, make my way back.
Okay. Roll a perception for me.
Boy. $15?
Okay. So as you're making your way back towards where you guys are staying, you do notice that there's an unexpected surge of people through the streets at this time of night. Some people are screaming about a fire. Others are saying, not Vino. He was 3 weeks short of his retirement.
I'm gonna wait until we're aboard the ship to present Tobias with that wine. We're just gonna stash it somewhere until we leave.
Okay. Yeah, you get there back. You get back there, no problem.
Perfect. I'm also gonna give a bottle to Cardinal when we get on the boat as well.
How dare you give me your blood wine?
You don't know it's blood wine.
You bastard. I'm saying that out of character.
Oh no, I pulled a heist and killed somebody.
You burnt down a district.
You immolated him, you horrendous bastard.
Technically, he immolated himself.
You left.
Oh, God.
You just left. Oh, that is mwah. Bravo, sir. Yeah, so the second day comes around, and you come out onto the deck of the ship, and you're looking out over the city, and you do notice the faint remnants of black smoke just kind of like curling off in the distance, which isn't actually that far. It's like, yeah, 2.5, 3 blocks away from you guys. And as you're just kind of moving around, you hear people down at the dock saying, yeah, I don't know what happened. Like, I guess some of the wine got onto Vino's shirt, and when he went to light a candle, it just like went up his arm. Thankfully, his neighbor was in the out front, and he heard Vino screaming as like it started to burn his body, and they're able to get inside and put it out and get him to see a cleric to get healed.
Oh, that happened on the first day. Does Cardinal get to heal him for money on the second or third day?
Is that clearly?
It's just
No, they brought their own cleric to heal.
damn. That would
They
have
didn't
been
know about
that
Cardinal.
would have been the best job ever pulled.
Coming and going.
All right, so then Cardinal, you want to go back and try and heal more kids?
Yes.
Do you want to try something different, or keep going with the tried and tested?
I don't know what else I would use. Life transference wouldn't really make sense. I'm gonna stick with remove. Actually, can I do like a medicine check to see what the fuck the problem is before I start casting spells?
Yeah.
Might be a smart thing to do. I did some reading.
You did some reading. You've heard about it. You don't have a name for it. But what you do know is that it's not something that's centered in the body. Usually there's a magical point where it emanates from, often within 20 to 30 feet of those that are afflicted, and that's what's keeping them ill. It's not actually them being sick.
I'm going to use my thingy where I can recall a spell once a day and use detect magic and try and see if I can find this source.
Okay. So as you're casting the spell, you close your eyes to focus and center on yourself, and you feel it's pulling you towards the child that's in the second bed. And when you open your eyes, you can see like an almost faint glitter that surrounds this teddy bear the child's clutching.
I am going to use my weapon or glove or whatever to grab that teddy bear and remove it from the area.
I do want to point out that you have Dispel Magic as a spell.
Right, that would work too. I'm just going to remove it from the kids first and then dispel the magic.
Okay. Do we have a bastion now? We do. Hey!
He made it.
But he missed the heist.
Yeah, well, you have me in spirit because I'm at 90%, and I.
Sorry, we're not gonna be. I don't think we're gonna be here much longer.
Well, I can at least talk to you, because Foundry is there. But like I said, it's at 97%, so I can't actually do it.
Yeah. Okay, so you pull the teddy bear out of the room. You don't notice any difference. But when you go to cast the spell, you're out in the hallway. You can't see the kids. But once the magic reaches like the pinnacle of the power surging through it, you hear like collectively 3 tiny voices all have this sigh of relief. And you poke your head back in, and they don't look well, but they look better than they did.
Interesting.
What did I come into?
I'm trying to earn money by healing these wealthy orphans, as you do.
I was
This is
not
the part
expecting
where-
the first sentence to be, you pull the teddy bear out of the room and the kids are happy. Like, what? Sorry, continue on.
You missed the part where Zeke set somebody on fire for money, but we'll get to
Wait.
that.
As he tried to rob him.
I didn't set him on fire. He set himself on fire in the magical darkness. So if he would have just been a good victim and stayed in his bed, nothing bad would have happened except the loss of some stuff.
Once we're done here, you need to go back and watch the recording and just watch that whole heist sequence.
Oh
because it is fantastic.
It has its ups and its downs.
Okay, so the head of the orphanage also heard the children's sigh of relief, comes in, and they're just ecstatic and like, oh my god, I don't know what you did or like how you figured out what was wrong, but I can't thank you enough that you've spared these children from one of the worst deaths I've seen.
You are welcome, though I would be careful where you get your toys from. This was doused in some strange magic. I'm just going to point out the bear.
They look at the bear and go, that was part of a box of donations we received anonymously. Someone just dropped off a whole bunch of toys. Are you saying that the cause of the sickness came from this bear?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I can't thank you enough, and the fact that you've brought this forward so we have an idea of what the cause is. I'll be in touch with the City Watch to see if we can track down whatever monster thinks it's funny to harm children. What was the amount I said I would give you again?
60.
I said 60.
Mm-hmm.
For this extra information, here's 150.
Many thanks, and I hope they recover quickly. Fuck yeah, I got cash.
Okay.
And also the kids. And also the kids.
And also the kids. Almost kill one guy, save 3. It balances out. Okay, so Calgar, was there anything you want to do in Marienberg before you guys head out to sea?
It sounds like everybody's coming up with their own schemes for money. I'd like to come up with a scheme for money.
All right, what you got?
I have many things I can do. Somebody's gonna have something for me to either break or fix.
Okay, what are you leaning towards?
It's alright. Well, I've got. Okay. I've got. If somebody needs a bunch of, like, rubble removed, I could go take care of that. Or I could definitely go fix up something if somebody's got, like, a damaged house with mending, or, like, a broken wagon, or anything along those lines.
It's funny that you mentioned a broken or damaged house, because as you're standing on the deck of the ship, you're looking over the rooftops and you see the curling black smoke of a house fire about 2.5 blocks away. What you don't know is this is the house that is Ezekiel burned down.
Okay. Well, I don't have anything
Woody,
specific.
you're muted. We're not hearing you.
I didn't burn it down.
But I'll head over towards the roiling smoke and see if there's anything I can do.
Okay. You would have been with the group when Tobias went to find this wine he was looking for. So you recognize it right away. And as a fine connoisseur of alcohol, I can't talk today. Booze. You have like an immediate like soft spot for the fact that this man has gone through such a terrible ordeal, literally overnight.
Okay. So this man had all sorts of crap going on to him, right?
How bad is the house burnt down?
The fire got to a point where the roof caved in, and probably a good portion of the upper floor collapsed. The construction of these buildings, they're not great. There's a lot of wear and rot coming from the fact that they're just exposed to the sea for so much of the year. The houses are pretty much tinder boxes.
Can I assist?
How would you like to assist?
Looking through the rubble for important things like a lockbox or a safe.
Okay, well, first let's say, Calgar, how do you want to try? Do you want to try and clear stuff out, or do you want to try and repair the house?
The house sounds like it's pretty much gone at this point.
I mean, it's still there. Like, well, if you were to repair the house, how would you plan to do it? Is my question.
Well, there's only so much I could actually mend and fix back together that way. But I could give myself the proper tools, but I don't have any supplies on hand to fix said house.
I'll help by trying to find wood that's not quite fully burnt and pass it to him for his reconstruction efforts while I look for the lockbox.
Roll.
Yeah?
Ezekiel, roll stealth and investigation.
"16 stealth and 5 investigation."
So you're going through the rubble, and you kind of like look upstairs, and you can see that the part of the house that collapsed was the bedroom side, the office, still fully intact. But it's nice of you to search for wood that could be reused.
Yeah, reused.
Well,
And
so
sorry.
Kyle, you're here for the ship's leaving in 3 days.
Okay.
This happened on the first night, so over if you wanted to commit yourself to rebuilding what you can, I'd say you can get the house back to a point where it would be habitable but miserable. Pretty much right up to the point that you're gonna leave.
Yeah, because it's pretty well shot at this point.
Yeah, and the store owner is exuberant that you're willing to help, and he offers that he'll pay you. How much is he gonna pay you? Let's let fate decide. He's willing to do 200 gold for your services.
See, if only Cardinal could have got in on the healing.
And what kind of shop was this?
Wine shop.
Oh, okay, the wine shop. Well, it's a good thing the fire didn't keep going lower. That would have been terrible.
I would like to point out Ezekiel is a great politician. He's out here creating jobs in the city of Marienberg.
Cardinal, roll a medicine for me. Okay, yeah, you look Vino over, and the clerics here are top notch because they're used to dealing with all sorts of injuries of sailors coming back from sea, and he is in like peak health.
You'll be fine.
Okay. And alright, so yeah, I'd like to do what Moody was saying with like trying to reuse as much as I can, and I'll go ahead and commit to helping him build his shop back up, but with some dwarven expertise. Looking at all of this crappy human, Umgi Umgak is just terrible, and it's like it hurts my heart to want to work on it, but I'll do it anyway because I'm broke. So I'm going to build it with like overbuilding it almost to a point. It's like if I'm gonna touch it, I'm gonna do it right.
It's the best shanty on the block.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get it to a point where, like, when you go to do, like, the load-bearing beams, you're like, this wood is just absolutely horrible, and you, in some magical way that I don't want to try and figure out right now, um, make a support beam that comes up from the ground through the house back down, and you pretty much just shape the stone to have that support. And building off of that, you're able to get it to a point where he doesn't have walls. He's just got a couple points holding up the roof, but the roof is solid. Like, it is not going anywhere anytime soon, unless he sets himself on fire again.
That'd be a shame. So night 2, when I go back to... I'm kidding.
So you're serious about the make a plan, throw it right out the window? Yeah, I appreciate you, buddy.
Well, I was trying to
Yeah.
stall for time for Bastion, so I helped.
Yeah, all right.
I appreciate it. Yeah, throttled hotspot internet. Glorious.
I will.
By the way, I'm at 99% now. So I've gone up 2%.
I will say for the second night booty, roll a stealth check for me.
Wait, why? I'm not actually going out.
Just trust me.
13. It's my worst stealth yet.
I was gonna say if you rolled high enough, you could just go out to the streets and start pickpocketing people.
No, I'm worried about starting a fire.
Yeah. After that, your confidence is shaken. All right. Is there anything else you guys want to do, or is that it? Head to the ship.
One
Head
last
out to sea.
we can gloss over it pretty quickly, but I'd like to go home and then everyone else is invited if they'd like to come. Basically, I want to go home, show my mother, who's a wizard of moderate renown, nothing spectacular. Basically, the ritual spells I know, and see if she has any ritual spells. See if she'll teach me one more ritual spell.
Is there any
One more
ritual
wizard-
spell in particular that you're looking for?
I'll take anything but find familiar. But no, I'm not looking for anything in particular. Just not find familiar. And I already have comprehend languages and unseen servant. Up to level 3.
I rolled for it 3 times. I rolled like ass every time. She's got nothing for you.
Got nothing? Alright,
Yeah.
I'll take it. And I'll
'Cause
just
you pay her a visit, and then like as you're leaving, she comes running out with a scroll. It's like, wait, I have find familiar.
I'll take it, but I'll pocket. Let's see if I know how to stream. I don't know if I know how to.
You go to above your name, there's the share your screen. And then you want to click applications and then pick the Foundry browser.
I don't have permissions to do it.
Here, let me try.
All right, so I'll have it, but do a find familiar scroll, and I'll thank her. And while during the time I spend with her, I'll share some of the really good port.
Is your mama drunk, or is she classy?
It's classy. And I never drink to excess, just like one drink and that's it.
Okay. She takes some of it and she's like, "Ooh, that's the good elvish stuff." Your father didn't get you this, did he?
No, I bought it myself from the That poor shop that burned down.
I heard about that. Vino's such a good friend of mine. Like, anytime I go over, he always has such nice things to say. I'm fairly certain that he's jealous of your father and wants to whisk me away to some place called Lustria. I don't know what's over there, but I'm pretty sure if I did that, your father would kill him. So I just kind of like laugh it off, and then we part ways.
Yeah.
I tell
Yeah.
you, those Tillians, like they know how to get to you.
Out of character, I don't know what a Tillian is.
Basically, the old world's version of an Italian.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Gotcha.
That makes
All right.
sense. That's a
Swoon.
good way to think about it.
If you pull up the old world, put it in the two next to our world, and it's identical. Like everything matches up. There's a what's the one place? Estalia. Does that sound like Espanol? Guess where it's located? Where Spain would be.
Yeah, look at that. Huh. And there's Margarita in Estalia.
Is there? Oh my god, there is. I even wrote all this stuff on
That's
this map.
fantastic.
There's Remus and Tilia.
That's literally where Rome would be too.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you go up north, you've got Prague. Just flat out Prague.
Oh, I don't see it. Oh, there it is. Gotcha. Prague. Yeah. Way north.
Oh yeah, way north. Okay, so you've done your deeds, both good and ill. Some of you walk out with more money than you came with. Some of you walk out with less. Some of you feel good about yourselves, and some of you are dicks.
Caligar, why do you gotta show off to all these poor humans your amazing carpentry skills? Making them feel bad, you dick.
Oh, it's a bit of everything. Carpentry, stonework, metalwork in there a little bit. Gotta have good, strong foundation for the house.
Okay, and so then you return back to the ship. And on the third day with the tide, you put to sea.
I'd like to go find Cardinal. That Cardinal for you. I know you were running low. I bought you this bottle of wine.
That is lovely. Thank you.
You're welcome. And then I go find Tobias, and Tobias, I bought
Hey,
these.
three lengths. 3 lengths.
I set the box down 3 sword lengths away from Tobias, and I go, a gift to show our budding friendship, and I open the lid to show 3 more bottles of wine.
Oh. Thank you, Ezekiel.
You're welcome.
You're now up to 2.5 lengths.
I appreciate it.
I'm kidding. My father gets pretty weird about some of that stuff, and he is from over there, but I've never really been over there, so it's tradition that I've never actually lived, so it's weird to me too.
Well, you can stand within 2 sword lengths of me anytime, and I walk away.
I go and get the bottles.
And nobody knows.
Caligar was standing there eating popcorn, watching the whole time.
Two brews, 2.5 sword beds apart. Is there not?
So, yeah, the ship heads out to sea, and as you're heading out, Captain Bel Uthler, I think we said his name was.
Yes.
Radiant.
Introduces you to his first mate, who is called Random Name Generator. Go. Taziri. She seems like she's about middle-aged for an elf. What's usually like fair-skinned is clearly spent a lot of time at sea. So just from a first glance, you can tell that she knows her way around the ship. And he says, Taziri here is going to literally show you the ropes because you signed on to be part of this crew, and crew this ship you shall. So, from you guys, I want you to all roll me. Let me do it this way. Let's do an intelligence.
If you have the power to magically click that button for me, I would appreciate it.
Algar, you got a 16.
Nice.
So you're going through, and Bertrand, Caligar, surprisingly Caligar, Cardinal Ezekiel, you all pick up on it pretty quick. It's almost like you were born to spend your time at sea. Tobias, after your first 3 days at sea, it gets to a point where Taziri just grabs you by the back of your neck, brings you to the stern of the ship, throws you at the helm, and says, "You can't screw this up anymore. You've been screwing up everything else. When I tell you to steer left, you go left. When I say go right, go right. I'm not even going to try teaching you port and starboard, because I'm not sure you can understand that."
Tobias holds up his hands. He goes, okay, well, I got it.
If you crash us into the reefs, if you don't die, I'm going to kill you. If you do die, we have a cleric. She will resurrect you, and then I will kill you. Do you understand?
Yes.
Miss Cleric, pointing at Cardinal. Do you understand? Good. Wait, I probably should have asked. Can you bring him back from the dead?
Captain, I can. Sorry,
Okay.
first mate.
Okay,
And I
good.
would do it with joy. I'm glaring at us. Good bias.
Okay. So let's see if this works. Do you see my pretty line?
Yes.
Does it work?
What?
Yep.
You have a line. It's tracking
Whoa.
your journey. So the ship heads out to the sea, and you just follow the coast of Britannia. You're going around, and it takes you probably about a week to get to this point here. There's your line for a week.
By that point, I'd like to, after being chastised, I'd like to grab all the NeverChosen and one of my fine bottles of port and go into the captain's chambers with the first mate as well, and just kind of have a thank you drink with them.
Was this the fine bottle or the part
The
of the case?
elvish port.
There was only
I don't-
one that was really elvish. The rest were.
The way I understood it, the great port was 90 gold and the elfish stuff was 57. Did I understand that right?
Reversed.
Reversed. Okay.
The Elvish was the 90. That's the one you had the one bottle of. Everything else was the 57.
Okay.
And including the stuff you got in the case.
Was that the case was the great port or the elf port?
The great. There was only the one. He only had the one bottle of Elvish.
Okay. Well, then I'll bring in the elf port, and there should be enough for one drink for all of us. The 5 of us plus the captain and the first mate.
I don't drink, but I appreciate the sentiment.
The captain downs his, and like you can see that he's like savoring the taste of it in his mouth, and goes, "Okay, this tastes like it's I want to say about 300 years old. It's about the same age as my oldest child. It's a good year." And looks at Ezekiel when he's not drinking, and just like slowly reaches over, grabs your drink, pulls it back, downs it in one shot. He goes, "If you're not going to, I'm not letting it go to waste."
By all means, I'd prefer somebody have it. I would partake, but that would set me on a path that nobody would enjoy. You'd have to tie me to the mast.
I'm gonna look down at it, and like my head's bobbing back and forth a little bit as I'm thinking and contemplating. Do I drink this? It's elvish, but it might be good. But it's elvish.
The captain and first mate both see this, and they know exactly what's going through your head. They kind of laugh. Desiri pipes up and says, "Master Dwarf, you still have a beard, so we elves can't be as bad as you think we are, and our wine is better than you think we are."
And with that, I'll like do a quick nod, and then I'll take a long drink of it, and then I'll let it sit, and then get a nice taste, and it's like really try to appreciate it for what it is.
You miss the burn of Bugman's so much, and all you taste is like the fruitiest drink you've ever known to exist, and you put on that fake smile of, you tell me it's good, okay, I'll believe you.
And I'll tell the
Okay.
captain and first mate, thank you for bringing us on this journey.
So after I finish the elvish wine, because I will finish it. No good dwarf would straight up waste alcohol. So after I finish it, I'm gonna pull out my flask or my tankard, and then pour that into it, and then take another drink. The good stuff.
And like the moment the smell of that hits the air, like you can see both of the elves like kind of turn their nose up, and they're trying to be pleasant without coming across as like the fact that they're really offended by the smell. And they're like, I'm glad you enjoy
If
it.
you want, if you would like to try a sip of some real,
no, please. I know that is heavenly for dwarves. It doesn't agree with our constitution.
more's the pity, more for me, as I pour myself another glass.
Let's get you guys to roll intelligence again.
Natural 20. Natural 20. Zeke went to the washroom, so you could have to roll for him.
Yeah, I rolled for him.
What did I get?
You got an 8.
8.
It's okay, Ezekiel
Okay.
got a 3.
It makes sense. I've been drinking a bit.
And a 32. With that 30.
And then we're gonna
Nice.
try this. Let's roll some dexterity. Okay, so the intelligence was to see after that first week and see if you've gotten to a point where you're almost proficient with the skills you've been taught. Yeah, like you guys are barely passable. Like you're lucky if you can tie a knot that doesn't slip after an hour. Cardinal, like you're impressing the elves, and these are elves that have worked these ropes for centuries. And the oldest one that's on the ship, do you think that he's probably at least 1,000 years old? And like when he's watching you do some work, like you can see like he's the one that taught you, and he's got that like glimmer of pride in his eye. It's like, that's the human I taught. I'm surprised she can do this. That's great.
Earth Genasi. Earth Genasi. Thank you.
The dexterity was to see if you guys have developed sea legs. Cardinal has not.
I am made of rock.
What?
Okay, I got the brains. I don't got the legs. Alright.
What
I'm
did
just going around carrying Cardinal on my shoulders.
What did I miss with my 3 intelligence check?
It was to see
Suck
how
it,
well
shit.
you've learned your job, and you're still kind of struggling with it. So you're barely making it work. More often than not, when you tie something off, one of the elves comes by to like triple check your work and probably making a correction somewhere. And then you're apparently used to a life at sea. When the ship pitches and rolls with the waves, you just roll with it.
What was my dexterity check?
You got an 11, so like
Okay.
you're stable.
I'm no monkey, but I'm not falling over.
Yeah, it's you almost look like you're drunk. Cardinal is just struggling.
Bertrand's doing great.
In my defense, I don't like when the earth moves. Prefer
That's
it
fair.
when it's solid.
To be fair, I have lived in a mine for pretty much my whole life.
Okay, so your journey keeps continuing south. Just when you get to the coast of Estalia, where the absolutely not Spanish live, you do see a gathering of storm clouds in the distance, and the captain and first mate are talking up near Tobias because he's the one still stuck at the helm. And we're lucky that you're able to even do a straight line. And they come to the decision that with the rocks off the coast, you are far safer out of the open sea, where it comes down to your skill to stay alive, as opposed to try not to smash against the coastline with a half-breed at the helm. And they take you for a merry jaunt out into the sea.
The water turns gray after a certain time.
And like you're heading straight to the middle of this storm, because you're fairly certain. You've never actually directly asked, but the captain's probably got about 6 centuries of experience as a captain under his belt. He knows these waters very well, and he knows the capabilities of his ship very well. And you're slicing through the waves where you reach the top of the wave, and as you come across the top, you're dropping 40 to 50 feet straight down a side. And let's see something, actually. Let's roll for seasickness.
Oh. Oh no.
Oh, I heard in that one. Was that you, Booty?
Yeah.
For some reason, yours isn't showing up here, but
So I rolled a 1.
yeah, okay. Cardinal, like you're struggling to keep it down. Like you are not having a good time. And Booty, like once you first hit the storm, you did what you were told, then you disappeared below decks without realizing that is the worst place to go, because now you don't have a horizon. You just got the moving of the ship, and your head is in a bucket non-stop. Like, you are washing the lower decks with your vomit.
I'll be over there trying to help Cardinal as best as I can.
Anybody here a sympathetic gagger?
No, yeah, you're good.
Okay.
At least with me. I can't say anything about the rest.
No, we're good.
Okay. And as you're going through the waves, the captain, first mate, they're both shouting orders. And you've got the rest of the crew. They're racing up the rigging to try and secure the sails and get them to the best position possible. And you can faintly hear. One second. Well, that got quiet real fast.
Thank you, Monument Studios.
Okay, that's not working for me. Cardinal, you faintly hear over the roaring of the waves and the wind. The captain's directing you to go up the rigging and help with a sailor on the yardarm that is about halfway to the top of the mast. And they need help securing and lashing down the last sail that's there.
It's okay, I do a little enhance ability on myself. Before I get up there, I'm gonna give myself dexterity.
Okay.
And say I captain on it.
Speaking of which, roll me athletics or acrobatics, your choice.
Ooh. Okay, hold on. Let me just apply that to myself. Screens. I will do acrobatics. Advantage on dexterity checks. Is this a check?
This is the check, yes.
19.
Okay. So as you're going up the rigging, the ship is being thrown every which way, and you're, even with that, you're still struggling to get on. And you come over the crest of a wave, and as you start to come down the other side, you're hanging on for dear life, and you're effectively just holding on to the side of the ship. And you hit the trough of the wave, and the suddenness of the stop, you hear a scream above you as the crew member you were sent to help loses his grip and just rockets past you. And you reach out to grab him, but in the instant your hand comes off, you get hit with another wave, and you grab on again, and they are gone into the water.
Am I on deck when this is happening?
Yeah, you'd be on deck.
Alright, I'm just gonna run to the railing and yell, "Man overboard," and just point at him. Just keep pointing as best as I can see.
And you keep an eye on him, and you see him splashing. He's doing his best to catch up, but the speed at which you're going through these waves, he's becoming smaller and smaller. And you look back towards the captain at the helm, and like there's just a look of grim determination, and you can tell this is not the first person he's lost to a storm, and it's not going to be the last. And Cardinal, give me another dex check. So you make it up to you make it up to the spar for the sail, and as you go to shimmy yourself out onto the yardarm, your foot slips out from the rope underneath, and you drop. And before you plummet to the deck, you grab on with one hand to the rope beneath the sail, and you are hanging on for dear life. Roll another dex.
Sorry, is it a check or a save?
Roll a check.
Dexterity check or acrobatics?
Acrobatics.
Okay. Just got that +1, you know. Another 19.
Nice.
You're able to get your one foot up on the rope, and it's enough to get you stable, and you wrap your arms around that rope, and you are borderline hyperventilating because you look down, and it is a 40-foot drop to the deck. Are you gonna try and get up, or are you gonna work your way back down?
Let me see what Past Grace gives me. Nope, I'm gonna try and get back up.
You're going down?
Up.
Up? Okay. Roll a dex check. Or acrobatics.
Twenty.
Nice.
You're able to you take a breath to kind of like center yourself, and you watch as you come down the other side of a wave, and you kind of like float up in the air, and then as you hit that trough, use the momentum as you swing back down to flip yourself up onto the top of the mast. You grab onto yourself, wrap yourself around that spar, and you're just hanging on, and then you realize, oh yeah, I need to tie the sail down. You do the work, you get it tied off, and you hear laughter coming from the deck below you. And it's just the captain and Taziri watching what's going on. They think it's fucking hilarious. And Taziri's voice
Can I just
barely...
turn around and do this?
Taziri's voice barely makes it over the wind up to you and says, "You can come down now if you don't die." Roll acrobatics.
I'm gonna curse in a couple languages I know. Thank you. Oh, that's an 11. I used up all my luck.
Yeah, I'm surprised you got that 20. So you reach out to one of the shrouds, the line coming back down to the deck, and you figure the best way down is to just go fast and quick, and you hold on for dear life and just slide down, but between the water, the stress you're under, you lose your grip about halfway down, and then as you slide down, it's just ripping the skin from your hands. And you take...
We don't take fall damage if it's 20 feet or less, because of Cat's Grace.
You take 10 slashing damage from the rope just ripping through your hands.
That's okay, I can live with that.
And one of the crew members gives you a bit of a nudge. It's like, "So how is your brush with death?"
Not my first.
Well, it's not going to be your last either.
But unique. But unique.
Quick question.
Answer.
How far away is Dude Man in water? I didn't think about this whenever it came up. Or down, I suppose.
By the time Tobias was able to call out man overboard, he was probably about 200 feet
Oh, damn.
behind
Nope.
and rapidly disappearing.
Yeah, 200 feet. I can't do anything about.
Yeah, like in this weather, that ship's probably going about 15 knots.
Yep. Yeah, 15 knots, and plus the wave. The water moving him around. Yeah, he'd make it. All right.
Yeah, no, he's gone. He is gone.
Yep. I had an idea. It didn't work.
Or what's his name?
His name was actually Who's It?
Who's it?
Okay, and I just realized something. Tobias ran over to the side of the ship to point and yell "Man overboard" when he was the one that was on the helm.
No.
I just assumed they would have taken me off of it, but I didn't ask.
Well, I didn't say otherwise, so I found that funny. But I did also mention that the captain was at the helm, so you're good there.
Yeah.
But you're looking and you see that he is struggling to keep it under control as the ship is fighting everything he's trying to do. And he looks at you, and the look itself is more of an order than him giving words, and he's needing your help to get it back under control. So I want you to roll athletics. And then roll a dexterity save. Okay, so you run over to help, and you get your hands on the wheel, and as you're trying to get it back to keeping the ship straight, there's a sudden jolt as again you hit that trough of the wave, and the handles on the side of the wheel snap up, and you lean back just enough that you feel the spray of the water as it goes right past your nose, and know that with the strength it was coming up, it likely would have broken your jaw. And then
Are we in control or out of control right now?
it takes you about a very tense 2 minutes, but you do manage to get it back under control. And then Calgar, what are you trying to do to not let the ship sink?
Because at the moment, I'm just trying to do whatever I can. I don't have any particular idea of what I could do.
Okay. I got something. I know.
Trying to see if the sailor didn't work out. He was too far away.
Yeah. Right in the middle of the deck, 3 of the crew members are furiously turning handles to man the pumps to make sure the ship doesn't get swamped by the water. And you figure that's probably the best place that you can add in and show these lanky, weak little elves what true dwarven strength really is.
This will be interesting.
Because, oh yeah, you're pretty good. All right. Roll athletics for me.
With the magic of please and thank you, I ask you to do it for me.
Oh yeah, that's right. I always forget.
It's just, like tonight I haven't been able to get it to work.
So you got a 20 on it because I just realized you rolled it privately. And you come in and you're like, weak fucking algae. Let me show you what it really takes to do this. And you like shoulder 2 of them out of the way. You grab on and you just start giving it your all. And it gets to the point where the ones that still remain, they're struggling to keep up with your pace. And you're watching as almost as much water as coming in the ship is being pushed out from the pumps.
We're not drowning today! As I'm going around, I'm just looking at the rest of them and just like trying to urge them to try to match my pace.
Booty, don't bring your logic into this shit.
No, I'm enjoying it all. It's just the one little thing that I was like, nobody else is gonna get this, but I see it. But
Did you fucking zoom in on that map?
Ezekiel wouldn't know that.
No, what?
Good.
I missed it. Where did you put something?
It's technically
In Twitch chat.
with where we turned on the map.
That better?
Yes. Well, yes and no. Why not just pull into Margarita at that point? But with where we turned initially,
That's why.
most ships would go to the leeward side, the back side of the island from where the wind is, and let the storm pass while they're sheltered from the worst of it. Now, if we were like here, that's where you would turn, because you can't double back in time and you're not going to make it to Margarita before the storm. But that's just me being a
I
nerd.
play with such huge nerds.
Now, is
I love
Margarita
you.
a big town or is it a ville?
It was a villa for a long time, but it became such a tourist destination, it became a city. Okay, so the storm lasts for most of the night, and by the time it's done, you're just soaked head to toe, and like you feel like you're soaked right through to your bones. Let's stop at that one, and let's go to this one.
I went there one time. Ezekiel traveled for some family business.
Margaritaville?
Yeah. He nibbled on some sponge cake and was watching the sun bake all the oil-covered tourists.
Oh, God. We need to go there on a holiday episode.
God no, please God no. Okay. So by the time you get through the storm, it's, let's say,
I love the giant scribble.
it's about 3 o'clock in the morning. Most of the crew are looking dead tired on their feet, but they know they've gotta keep pushing because they've got a schedule to keep. What are you guys doing?
I'm cleaning myself up down below.
I don't bother. I just like wring the hair and the water just like pours out. And I get back to helping them.
Yeah, I'll head down below to if we have quarters or if it's just a rack somewhere. Take off the leather armor, dry it out a bit, and then maybe get some sleep.
How far are we roughly from the next port? Like, do we know?
The distance you're traveling, I actually went and compared the map of the old world to where things would match up for us. You're traveling about 8,600 kilometers.
Mhm.
Right now, you're about halfway.
Like a 3-week trip.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, I'll find Cardinal and ask her if she can come down below with me to help me for a minute.
Yeah, of course. I'll let the captain know I'm headed down.
So, do we have like a berth, or is it like a shared cabin area, or where are we at?
So if you go down below, Cardinal right above you, you click that stair button and teleports you.
So cool, man.
When you're down below, it brings you down into pretty much the holds, or at least the upper part of it, towards the bow of the ship, which is to the south. The two doors there. The first one on your right is the captain's office. The one right beside it is his personal room, which he shares with the first mate because it turns out they're married.
Nice.
And then you go towards the stern of the ship. To the right is more of like a pantry, more storage in the back two rooms there. The room where you got all the hammocks is where the crew tends to sleep, and hot bunking is a thing that if you've never experienced it before, you wish you never do. And
Describe it for me.
Bunks are hot from where someone else just woke up from it.
Yeah, you're sharing a bed with somebody taking turns.
sometimes more than one
Gross.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gross, gross, gross.
Mm-hmm.
This is why hammocks were also invented, because people would string them up so that while the ship swayed, they would stay level and sleep.
Yeah, that way
Yeah,
you're
you
not
know-
falling off onto the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Or rolling across the floor.
Well, because so what these beds would have, they on all these kind of boats, is they have like a piece of cloth you hang on the side of the bed, so you're like rolling between the hull of the ship, and then the cloth is catching you when you roll the other way towards the center.
Mhm.
I forget the word for it off the top of my head.
The other room that's across from the pantry, this one here, is the room for like the master of sail and the chief of the guards on the boat.
Well, I'd like to try to find a room with some privacy. I don't know
The
which one
pantry's
would.
pretty open,
That's okay.
so just in there.
Yeah. So it's just me and Cardinal in there.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Can I like block off the door real quick?
Okay.
What is the matter, my friends?
All of this seawater, I need to take care of my armor, and it gets difficult.
Right.
And
You
I'd
require
like
some assistance.
so I reach with my right hand. I reach over and I pop off the armor from my left arm, and I start doffing my armor. But when it comes to my right arm and my right leg, that's where things get fun. And so I pull off my pauldron, and you see from like my shoulder to my elbow, there's these burn scars that wrap all around it.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I pull off that like thigh plate, it's the same thing from my hip down to my knee, where they used to be. And this is where things get fun because those pop off.
The limbs?
From the elbow and the knee down.
Right.
It gets complicated.
I was laughing at that was his choice of person.
Why?
I trust
I'm a
her the
medically
most.
trained individual.
You're getting a free strip show as
Take.
I'm
I'm
not
not
the one
going
that
down
pointed that
completely
out.
naked. I'm taking off my
Richter.
plate mail.
Luckily, the most mature one in the group is here. Yes, I will help you.
Well, seeing as
Obviously.
my choices are the nobleman, the half elf, and the one who saved my life before.
The nobleman who speaks Dwarven to you because he's your
Yes.
friend.
Yes, but still, at the moment, Cardinal's the one that I have the best relationship with. She is my drinking buddy. That goes beyond talking buddy.
Hey. Second Zeke.
That's straight to
Tell
the
me, my
soul,
friend.
man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but
Three
that's
sword links. I get it.
Nobody can keep me in Sword's Land. I understand. My
And
friend,
so,
where did you get the scars? If you don't mind telling us.
well, us is just you. It's just me and you in the room. I got down here for privacy.
Right. Me and the demons that are constantly with.
They're part of the reason why I'm out here in the first place. When back in Karakazul, me and my runesmith friends found a few barrels of bugmans that we liberated. And after we brought them back to our hideout, and of course partaking, a drunken brawl ensued after a few of us were trying to decide what to do with the rest of it. And when I put some off to the side for my own special project, and in our drunken haze, the fight broke out. And the guards were called. They weren't enough. Our rune lord, our rune was our mentor, was called to come break up the fight. And when he arrived, a wall sconce was knocked off and fell onto the open cask of bugmans, which exploded. I threw myself in front of my mentor to try to shield him from the worst of it, and ended up losing my limbs. But after recuperating, I created this armor to replace what I lost. And as punishment for stealing the bugmans, and then the unfortunate aftermath of it exploding, all of us were sent out to redeem ourselves or take the Slayer Oath. For my part, I was given extra time since I sacrificed part of my body to save the Rune Lord. Unfortunately, a third of his beard did get incinerated.
Imagine that would make it a little bit difficult. But you persevered, and quite ingenious how you made these prosthetics. Are they like common among the dwarves, or is that a particular invention of yours?
This is something that I made. Not all dwarven ideas are very long, and it's commonplace for a specific invention to be tested for centuries before it's considered fully tested and proven.
Well, I know of a few people who could benefit. I'm not unfamiliar to lost limbs in my journeys. But thank you for trusting me. Hopefully, I have reassembled your armor accordingly. I think that's where it's supposed to go. The dwarves do it a little bit differently.
It's not too complicated. I'll be sitting there like sorting it with her and just going through getting it all cleaned up and using my one limb to clean off the other two, because I need to make sure all of the stuff inside the arm and the leg are like clean, just for my own dwarven sanity.
I will be helping.
And so that I don't know how long that you're gonna say that takes us. I'm gonna be pretty thorough about this since I got drenched in the middle of the storm and everything. So I'm gonna use my dwarven OCD to make sure everything's nice and oiled and cleaned again.
I'd say it probably takes you about 2 hours.
This Cardinal helps scrub him up pretty good.
His armor? Yes.
Yeah, we're the idea was to clean the armor. Oh yeah, we're just gonna go make another mess on top of it. It's all fine.
Oh, great.
Bias's plaything. The dwarven prosthetic scrubber.
Whoa.
I mean, you gotta keep
I
in
did
mind, like,
not play those titles.
dwarves are not, they're chunky, but they're not fat. Like, he starts
No,
taking it off, and that's just like rippling muscle all over.
I watched The Hobbit. I know. Fucking Thorin, are you kidding me?
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God.
Hell yeah. Would smash, no doubt.
Even that had me questioning it.
Yeah, he was pretty well built.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, because I'm a runesmith. I swing hammers all day.
And he works on the
Anyway.
armor. Alright.
Oh, there's mental images I don't need in my life right now, and just like naked dwarf at animals, one of them.
Naked dwarf, lightning flowing through the air. Hammer!
Oh,
No, the other hammer!
Remind me to tell you the funny hammer story after stream.
oh boy.
God.
Please no.
Okay, so yeah, you guys spend some time down below. You get a bit of rest, and say it's at most you get about 2-3 hours. Let's go 2 hours. Before you hear the captain's calling you back up top to get back to work, essentially.
So are we exhausted now?
Oh, let's find out.
Oh boy.
Am I still sick?
No, you've gotten it out of your system.
Perfect.
Gotten everything out of your system.
Like, you might feel sick, but
Including
there's
your
nothing
system.
coming up.
Just
I
your
think I'll just
stomach.
go ahead and take a point of exhaustion, because sitting there going around the pumps, I'd have been working it.
Yeah, you would.
Hey. Hey.
Hey.
Not my first all-nighter.
Calgar and Tobias, you guys are exhausted.
Got it.
Yeah, because I'd be used to working long hours and stuff, but I'll just go ahead and take it. I think that
It's the
feels
ship.
fitting.
Well,
It's the
especially
water.
if you didn't have your sea legs under you. Like, if you were
I was
fighting...
moderately.
If you were
yeah.
fighting against that, your legs would be so sore if you don't just learn to go with it.
Yeah, I think I got an 11 on my sea legginess, so yeah.
I got my sea legs, it's just the motion sickness in the storm was bad.
Okay, so yeah, he asks you guys to come back up on deck.
Go back up on
Put
deck.
my armor back on.
Oh yeah,
and
I can
I'll
just...
be coming up nice and extra shiny again.
I thought those were bad guys until I hovered over it. Ooh, there's even a ballista on the front. A twin winch too, very nice.
Bertrand doesn't see shit. And neither does Calgar.
Sounds about right.
He got blinded by the shine of his armor.
I come out on deck and I'm just inspecting myself over, making sure I didn't miss anything.
Roll with disadvantage.
Right, yep. Doesn't matter. Calgar rolled the same, rolled a 1, so we're good there. Okay. So, as you're on deck, you're looking around, and the sea is much calmer than it was, a few hours ago. You look behind you and you can see the dark clouds and the storm is still raging, but you're far enough away that the impact on you is significantly less. And as you're looking ahead, you do see that there's a noticeable fog bank. Doesn't seem to have the captain or anything worried, but Cardinal in particular, actually Cardinal and Tobias, you do catch a glimpse of what looks like spires rising from the fog, which is strange because, as far as you know, you're in the middle of the ocean, and it looks like there's a sizable city just over the horizon.
This is awesome. Sorry, I know what this probably is, but not Caligar.
Shh! Stop! Quiet!
I look over at Tobias. Is that supposed to be there?
I don't know. I'll head back to the cap to whoever's manning the helm. Point it out and say, "Are we there? Is this Zolfon?"
He looks at you like you're crazy. It's like, what are you talking about? It's a 3-week journey. We've only been at sea for a week and a half.
You don't
The
see the spires?
spires in the fog. Do you not see them?
And he looks in the direction you're pointing. At the same time, you hear an elvish voice, pretty much screaming from the crow's nest above, and it just says, all you hear is 2 words. That is not supposed to be that. Language! There we go. Tobias, roll a history for me. So, you've heard stories from your father. You know exactly what they're talking about. And you hear those 2 elvish words, and the color drains from your face.
What is it?
Are you going to translate for your friends?
What?
Frank, the
It's-
player, doesn't know what it is.
I know.
Yeah. Well, Black Ark, but if I know it's something really bad, I'm not going
Yes.
to tell my friends what it is until I understand what it is. Till I, the player, understands.
So, Black Arcs are essentially fortress cities that have been ripped from the foundations of Ulthuan during the Sundering by the Dark Elves. It's the remnants of their civilization before they split. The average size of one is the hull rises about 100 meters above the waterline, and then the spires run about another 100 above that. Length and width, you're looking at about 15 to 20 kilometers in length and about 5 to 10 in width. It is a... Say it's a fortress is an understatement. It often will house upwards of 5 to 10,000 dark elves.
So it's like a massive boat.
It's a floating
Bas-
city.
Basically, somebody took an island and made it mobile.
Is it floating or is it mobile?
It's a ship the size of a city.
Okay.
Like you know from the story you've been told, like your father has told you, that when the Dark Elves settled in Nagaroth, the first city that landed was the Witch King's Black Ark. It crashed into the sides of the continent and fused with the rock and became Nagarond, became the capital city.
Gotcha. And is this floating city sundered from the rest of the Dark Elves, or is it its own thing, separate?
They are
Or is
used
it
as
like part of the
bases
Dark
for raiding and attacking. And from your perspective, you can see about half of about half of the side of the ship, and then all of the spires. So it looks like it's a city that's about 3 miles away. In actuality, it's about 20 miles.
All right, and I'll tell Cardinal, who's right next to me, and I'll say it's a floating dark elf city. I think we got to get out of here.
Can we even outrace that thing?
The captain kind of laughs, and like he's already yelling out orders, and you can see there's like a new intensity to the crews as they're running to follow through, and they're pointing the ship deeper into the fog bank. And he laughs like, they're big, they're not fast. The Black Ark itself is not what worries me. It's everything else that goes with it. Because you're looking at leviathans and monstrosities that I don't even have a name for. And then all of the raiding ships that tend to accompany a Black Ark. And if we are lucky, we can slip away into the fog and not be noticed.
Of my ancestors. Okay, well, I suppose we better get to work.
Let's do one last check.
Lean over to Caligar and I go, I don't know what's happening. Do you in Dwarven? Because nobody's told us anything.
I don't think I would have any idea what a Black Ark is.
Roll a history.
Thanks, bud.
Oh, god damn it.
If you give me permissions, I can do it. If you need a
No,
little
I got
help.
it, I got it.
Yeah,
Nope.
that's a no.
No.
Well, either way I say, that does not sound good. I go over and tell the others.
Oh yeah, I'd prefer not to become some dark elf slave. And look at Tobias.
Is this a skill check? Or just a
It's
random
just a roll.
d20?
Just rolling a d20. I want to see how well you guys help the crew get the ship into the fog.
Yep.
Tobias is actively trying to sabotage us and sell us all into slavery.
So the most of you, like, you jump to it and you're like, you want to make the escape and get away clean. Tobias, after about 5 minutes, the captain just says, no, you over there sit and don't touch anything. So you get into the fog bank. Takes you about a half hour. You're a decent fair ways away. And then once you're in the fog, the crew stops what they're doing and they are focused on everything around. And there's an eerie silence to it. You hear the wind, you can still hear the waves. There's the creaking of the ropes and the wood of the ship.
Okay.
But it's almost like sound just stopped existing as a thing.
Thank you, boys. It's okay. Good boy.
Thank you.
Good tail. Good tank.
I am a good boy.
Sorry.
Oh, I did want to show you guys these.
You want to show us what?
Black Arcs.
To give you an idea of what you're seeing.
Oh my goodness.
Mother of God.
then an idea of scale.
Please have one next to a human.
If you look at the bottom, those little tiny things, those are people.
Right. I might be a little bit daunted, not gonna lie.
They're not happy fun times.
I'm gonna look up and be genuinely impressed with, you know, the craftsmanship I'm seeing before me to have something this massive actually float.
And it's metal and stone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's obvious. It's not kept afloat just by physics. Like, there's magic and beasts in there doing all sorts of nasty things.
I would like to summon my rapier to my hand.
What are you gonna poke the ship with your stick, man?
Now, if we Dawi had something like that,
I rolled a 1. I'm so good.
You rolled a 1 and got a higher roll than I did.
It's because you have no eyes.
That's cause yeah,
Your butt is percent.
I'm not good at seeing things. I'm good at stealing things and killing things. And stealthing
to
away
see-
from things that I can't kill.
well, you have to see a thing before you can steal it.
Okay, so for about another 20 minutes through the fog, Caligar, you're listening to the sounds of the waves, and you can't really see much that's ahead of you. But you do faintly hear off the starboard side of the ship. Sounds like more rope work creaking that wasn't there before.
I'm going to pull out my hammer and quietly. Who am I next to? Anybody?
Let's say you're right beside Ezekiel, because that's where I have you.
Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, I'm going to, pull out my hammer and quietly tell him that I think that there's another boat out there.
Which direction do you point?
Starboard.
I flag down
Sorry,
the captain, and I
To the right, and then I'm going
That's
to
star-
find the nearest, elf sailor, and tell them that there's something off to the right and it's getting closer. And then I'm just gonna start quietly walking down the ship, telling people that there's something getting close, that there's another ship, and I'm ready to light
You
off
get
with
you get your
lightning
first
bolt.
warning out.
Uh-huh.
You get your first warning out, and at that same time, this shows up and just pulls up right alongside you. And before anyone's got a chance to react, a series of grappling hooks come flying over the sails and grab onto the side of the ship, and onto the ropes, and onto the sails. And we're gonna go for a change of music. And I'll get you guys to roll for initiative.
Who got the 20?
Ezekiel.
Ezekiel.
Nice.
I got a 3.
Yeah, I do appreciate the stream and Discord. It is progressing better than me trying to load Foundry. It's kind of like stop motion a bit, where it's like it loads a second and then it catches up, just because of how throttled my connection is at the moment. But yes, I do appreciate the stream. It just means I get a delayed reaction to everything, which is better than none. So.
I got you, buddy. But you're gonna have to roll for the other two. That's the deal.
Yes.
I get to become every sailor's worst nightmare.
Fire. Oh boy.
Who let the pyromaniac loose on a boat? Me.
Algar, do you have D&D Beyond on your phone?
I do.
You could always roll in the app and just call out what your roll was for that stuff too. If you want to feel like you're rolling, because it'll show up in the campaign logs for Richter, and then just call out the number you get for stream.
So if I open D&D Beyond on my webpage and on my phone, it'll connect
There's an actual
to the campaign or something.
There's the campaign that we're all in on D&D Beyond. It's not going to roll in Foundry unless you're on your.
Yeah. No, but I mean, if I rolled a die on my character sheet, it puts it in a log or something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for the campaign itself.
But you can just tell me what you roll. That makes it easy.
But yeah, I'm just saying that the history is there, so if you're worried about us not taking you at your word, any of us could watch you roll it.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yep.
It is.
Alrighty. So, those hooks come flying over the edge. Shortly afterwards, you guys see 6 elves jump onto the ship, and I don't have a picture ready for them, but if you hover over them, you can see what they look like. Head to toe in fairly light-looking armor. Both carrying what do they have for weapons here? A jagged-looking longsword. It looks like even a light hit's gonna hurt. And then draped over the shoulder is a cloak of what looks like dragon scales. And we're starting with Ezekiel.
Alrighty then. It's been so long since we've done this. So first thing, bonus action using my once a day free casting of Hex on. How do I turn? There we go. This guy. Blocked by a wall. How is that blocked?
There's a mast right
There's
there.
a mast.
Okay, so he is hexed. And then I'm going to fire off 2 Eldritch Blasts.
Okay.
That's unfortunate. That's also unfortunate. Okay, and there's not a lot of safety here. Yep. I'm just gonna move there and end my turn.
Okay. The first of the Sea Guard immediately jumps into action.
Okay, bam.
Hands up, and he's going to go hack and or slash. And he's going with both hands, so he hits the Corsair with the first attack. And as that sword comes in, there's a burst of light. Which you can't really identify. You weren't expecting these swords to be magical. Second attack. That one missed. The one he's attacking is just going to hit him right back. He missed. And a second attack. That one does hit. For a mighty 4 damage. Okay. Then we got Calgar. So right in front of you, towards the north, you've got the one that was hexed, or you've got 2 that are south of you.
Okay, and how close is the other ship?
The other ship is probably about 15, 20 feet away.
Okay, and do they have gun ports? If
No.
so, are they open? No?
Let me look up the picture again. No, because they're using ballista from the deck of the ship. It's their offensive weaponry.
Okay. Is there any sort of like conspicuous barrels together on the deck of their ship?
Any red barrels?
Nothing that you can identify as explosive.
Yeah,
If that's what you're
explosive
looking
or just, extra flammable. Okay. Let me look. What's the range on this? Okay. How far is the other ship's helm from me?
From where you are right now, say you're probably 60 feet horizontally and then 20 feet up.
So I need to move a little bit closer to be within 60 feet.
Yeah.
Can I move a little bit closer to get within 60 feet?
Yeah, that'll put you at 60 feet.
Okay. I'd like to cast grease on their helm.
Okay.
Because I'm assuming there's a dude over there at the helm.
There would be, yes. Where do you have grease?
I can't change my spells, but I don't know what's active, what my active spells in Foundry are. But I do have grease in my list. It's active in D&D Beyond.
Okay. Oh, so I just haven't updated it. Okay.
Well, it's that, but I can freely change my spell list every time I rest.
Yeah. So
It
grease
takes me
is
1
a
minute to change.
first
It's a
level
first.
spell?
Yeah. Yeah, so in a 10-foot radius around the helm, everything is now covered in grease. And if there's anybody in that range, then they have to make a dex check? A dex save or fall prone.
Okay.
And yep.
I was not expecting you to go for the enemy ship. Okay.
We don't do defensive. We only do offensive.
Apparently. What's your DC?
Mine?
Yeah.
Crap. What is it? It's
Your spell save DC
16?
should be at the top.
16.
16? Okay.
Yep. Yeah, I had to find it real quick, and then I just had to double check that it was actually giving me my bonus from my all-purpose tool, which it is. So it's 16.
Okay, yeah. The helmsman loses his footing and falls. And the
Yes.
helm is covered in grease.
Uh-huh.
Well done, lad.
Is that the end of your turn?
Sorry. Trying to think. Do I have anything a bonus action can do? That's what I got.
Okay.
I am now an annoying asshole on the sea.
Just wait until you set the grease on fire.
Next Corsair runs up to Bertrand.
Yes, because try putting a grease fire out with water. It doesn't work.
Where is Bertrand? Ah, I see.
So first attack hits him. These guys are not swinging strong. He got him that side. Natural 20. For 20 damage.
Jiminy Crickets.
Then we have next Seaguard, who for shits and giggles will say he's the captain because he wants to be a badass. First attack hits for 8 damage. Second attack misses horribly. Next Corsair will flank the Seaguard. Can't roll for shit. Tries it again. Gets a crit. The one that got hexed is going after the guy that hexed him.
Do I want to waste the spell slot? Yeah, I will. Hellish Rebuke.
Okay.
I believe it's a DC 14.
Dexterity save.
Double check here. Spells. Yeah, DC 14 Dex.
Okay. So he passes.
So you take half of 17, but you will take the full damage from. Hex.
Just roll a d6. So 8 plus 5 is 13. Yeah, so when it comes to using Hellish Rebuke, roll the damage, then it comes up with the option for me to do the dex save.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. Okay.
And then you take a mighty 5 damage.
Ah,
And
fair.
he tries it again. That wasn't supposed to be an advantage. Let me try that again. Oh, come on. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Is that a 20?
It was another 20, yeah.
It do be like that.
The next Sea Guard.
I need to roll a concentration check. That's a con saving throw, right?
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. I dropped concentration. Why?
Sea Guard apparently can't hit for shit. So, Cardinal, from where you're standing, you can see the ones that are attacking Ezekiel and the guard right beside you. And you notice that the one right beside you, there's a level of fury that you've never really seen before behind his eyes. Like, he is enraged as he's making these attacks.
Oh boy. Like mindless or like passionate?
Like, it's ancestral.
Cool, cool, cool.
So that one missed. And that one hits. Oh my god, so many things to go through with this fight.
I didn't need this guard's help. I had a perfect plan of attack on my next turn.
It's not so much he's coming to help you as he just doesn't like dark elves. And then Bertrand will activate his Shield of Awesomeness. And he will do it again. And Tobias.
All right. I'm going to take my first shot at this close dark elf. Damage. I'm going to take... By the way, I put on my dread helmet just as the battle started. Take another shot. How's this elf looking? Really hurt or doing fine?
He's doing pretty good so far. He's taking some hits, but he's not down yet.
All right, I am going to action surge. Take another shot. And then I'm going to make that one an enfeebling arrow.
Oh, nice.
And then I'm going to... I shouldn't have done that. One more shot at the same guy.
Mm-hmm. How does he die?
I laugh as I let off 4 arrows, including one poisoned, magically poisoned arrow, and I say in Undercommon, "This is going to be fun." And that's my turn.
And Tobias, you do notice that the helmets they're wearing are very similar in design to the one you have on right now.
Are the eyes glowing?
The eyes are not glowing, no, but the general shape is the same.
I understand. All right, and that's my turn.
Okay, and then we have a sea guard. Just gonna run out the closest one. Missed with his first attack. And missed with the second attack. Because I can roll well. Cardinal.
You're so good at rolling. Keep rolling like that, please. I'm gonna
Well,
roll
also, how many
20 feet.
20s did I roll there as well? So, it ebbs and flows.
Too many.
Ebbs and flows. I will activate my brutality with my action. Ooh, very vitreous.
That's a good spell.
Yeah, it is. You can choose to target one creature in the aura. It's not letting me choose who to target.
Who do you wish to target?
Booty. I'm sorry, Ezekiel.
Okay.
I'm gonna heal him.
Yeah, just roll the
Selecting.
2d6 then.
Right. Five heals for you.
Woo! Every little bit counts.
As you are welcome. Bonus action, movement done.
Okay, so before we get into a second round, I think it's best if we stop there because this fight is not going to be over quick. And it is
Yep.
getting close to Fox's breakfast time. So, on that note, I think we shall call it a night, and we will leave this fight to pick up whenever we return to NeverChosen.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Thank you, everyone who came out to watch the stream. We appreciate you all. Hope to see you again next week, same time, same place.
Bye.
Have a good one.
Bye.